Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
I am so excited to see you as always.
Oh, me too.
And we have another rabbit hole.
This is kind of a crazy rabbit hole.
Well, we're gonna make Joe Rogan mad.
I know.
What did he say about rabbit holes?
He seemed to think he was the authority on rabbit holes.
Yeah, you
Like
brought
he
that up. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's in
totally.
the rabbit hole union.
Exactly. Is he's you know what it's almost like Joe Rogan kind of said, excuse me, I'm a certified conspiracy theorist.
And I'm a certified rabbit holer
I'm a certified rabbit hole. Almost like he went and got a degree in it.
in rabbit holes.
And he got a degree in rabbit holes. So he's like, I am certified. So what he's kind of trying to say is, no, I lend no credence to your rabbit holes. I'm the only one who does credible rabbit holes.
We got our rabbit hole training on the street.
We are. Exactly. It's almost like we didn't go to the Shaolin Temple. We kind of taught ourselves martial arts, in our living room.
We got it through just hard life lessons.
No, you know what it is? Is we were working at Starbucks and they said you need to join the barista union, and we said no.
Yeah,
That's what we did.
we got off the train.
So today we're going to go on a rabbit hole, and this rabbit hole is an interesting one because it's predicated on this notion that kind of pertains to the Severance episode. Do you remember Severance? So
That was when I had a major
you had a
revelation.
major revelation.
Remember? Because I thought maybe that's what was happening to a lot of these people in the world that were doing evil things.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they.
Well, that was kind of the whole revelation that you had was maybe the way people carry out evil shit is they get severance. So when they go home, their wife goes, "Hi, honey, how was your day?" And they go, "I don't remember.
I think it was okay.
I must have been okay.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?"
They have no recollection of what they did all day long.
Meanwhile, you go look at the CCTV of what that person did all day, and it was like, well, you were loading canisters of aluminum particulate to be sprayed out of airplanes. Yeah, good, 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 good. And you have no recollection of that. Satan loves that.
Yeah.
So what you're suggesting is, can people get used by Satan without knowing?
Well, I think it's possible. And you know how I am, Firefly.
You give people the benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt, and you tend to be more of a like you're guilty until proven innocent.
Not more of a. That is, I'm actually very like
That's who you are.
absolutely that way.
That's how you are.
You pleasantly surprise me by showing that you're not in bed with Satan.
Yeah. And I'm like, I do think, a lot of people are in line with Satan, but I think that, I do like to give benefit of the doubt if they seem like maybe they're on the right track. And I try to, you know, I don't know,
Is Candace Owens
benefit
related
of
to
the doubt.
Jesse Owens?
Who's that?
Jesse Owens was that Olympic athlete that broke all the
Oh,
records.
yeah.
I think he was the one that went to Germany in 1936, and Hitler was like right there. And then he was like, "Who is this block?" And he was like, "Ah," because he was so mad, dude. Because he
He
was
wasn't
like,
an Aryan youth.
yeah, dude. Because Hitler had this like whole notion. He was like the Aryan race,
Yeah.
and the Aryan race was like they are superior, and like blacks were like, dude. He looked at them as like inferior, almost like beasts.
Oh, God.
And now here comes Jesse Owens, and he breaks all the records and wins all the medals
Yeah.
right there in Berlin.
My God.
So it was kind of gnarly. Like,
You don't think she's related?
probably not.
No, but
But the reason I bring her up is because remember she came out and she was like, "Oh my God, do I have a handler?"
well, yeah, she was talking about that recently. She was kind of pointing out that a lot of these people, like she was saying, like Charlie Kirk and even herself, she realized that they had handlers and they didn't even know it. They had these people.
Chelsea Handler?
Yeah. They had people telling them what to do and trying to control what they were doing. And she said she didn't even realize that this was really happening at the time. But looking back, she realizes that those people were handlers. And I tend to think that maybe that's true. Maybe that could be the case with a lot of these people. Maybe they don't really know that they're controlled opposition because they get involved in a certain organization or whatever, and then they have people managing them and telling them, like, you should say this, you shouldn't say that, and they just kind of go along with it. What you believe is that everybody realizes what's going on, but there's so many questions I have about um these things with the culture club, and I think what we're really going to kind of focus on with this rabbit hole is all these weird secret signs that they make all the time, which is kind of like a telltale sign. It's kind of like it's kind of
Gang
obvious.
signs?
They're like gang signs. So
Like the Crips and the Bloods?
yeah, they make these weird hand signals all the time, like in pictures, in photographs, in videos, you can
And they're
see them.
signaling to certain people,
It's like,
I'm in the gang.
yeah, why would you be doing this? And once this is,
Why did Snoop do that on his videos? He was like saying, I'm down with the Crips.
yeah, why? So when you see these people doing these things, it's like really, you can't really unsee it. And then
So you're suggesting maybe Candace was doing those hand signals. It was accidental. She knew enough.
well, I didn't know about those hand signals. And now remember, I had a German Shepherd moment with Candace Owens recently because,
Sorry, German Shepherd.
well,
And I was like, whoa.
she's been talking about all these anomalies with the Charlie Kirk incident, yet she turns a blind eye to the odd behavior of Erica Kirk. And she addressed that and said, there's nothing weird, nothing to see here. Erica's acting perfectly normal. And that to me was a major red flag because she's not acting normal. And once Candace Owens said that, I was like, oh my God,
What is
Firefly.
she?
I
She's
think she
doing.
is controlled
She's
opposition.
resembling Joe Rogan there,
Yeah.
because you know a person who's coming from a earnest, honest place doing conspiracy theories is gonna not try to corral your takeaway.
Yeah.
If somebody's trying to corral your takeaway, that is a hallmark of controlled opposition,
Right.
because it
Right.
shouldn't matter what other people take away from a question. See,
Yeah.
so what's going on right now is we live in this time where everybody pretty much is under the impression and coming to the conclusion that we're constantly being lied to.
Right.
So if we're constantly being lied to, then all you really have the ability to do is ask questions about what's real.
Yeah. And
And
it's,
so if somebody comes out and says, no, 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 don't be asking those questions,
yeah.
that's controlled opposition.
Well, yeah. And if they're asking all the right questions, it seems like they're asking all the right questions and all the things you want to know. But then there's one thing that they leave out of that that's very key. And you point that out, and they go, oh, no, that's just don't even, that's weird for you to even like bring that up. That's what you're talking about because that's the case.
It's kind of like when I used to work in the parking lot at, well, it used to be Squaw Valley. Now it's small Native American Girl Valley I used to work at.
Mm-hmm.
So when I used to work at small Native American Girl Valley ski resort, um,
What are they? They're gonna have like an acronym or something. Like maybe
Snag.
was a
Well, because
yeah,
small Native American girl is Snag.
snag.
So it's Snag Valley.
Came up with a good one for them.
So I was working at small Native American Girl Valley, otherwise known as Squaw Valley or Snag Valley. And what what happens when you're working in the parking lot there is all the cars have to go into a certain spot,
Hmm.
and you're getting corralled
Oh yeah,
into, you have to go park your car where I tell you.
right.
You can't just go cruising in and just go stop up by the lodge and just go double park up there. You know what I'm saying? So you have this dynamic where Satan is controlling the parking lot.
Mm.
And as you drive into Snag Valley, you're getting told where to go.
Yeah,
Well, you
controlled
know,
opposition does that.
Candace works in the parking lot. She was doing what I'm doing. So she has those big bright orange vests and those reflecting things, those
The
batons,
flashlight.
and she's going, "Go this way, go this way."
Yeah.
And so when you go, but wait, Erica Kirk, there's all kinds of weird anomalies. Like she's got a Freemason ring on. Her tenor is completely off for a grieving widow.
She acts really weird.
She's acting completely weird. Plus, a lot of the stuff around her feels like she's in the culture club
Mhm.
and she was his handler.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of evidence that looks like she's like Courtney Love to Kurt.
Mhm.
So what does Candace do? She puts on her vest and has her batons and flashlight, and she goes, "You have to park over here." And you're going, "Wait a minute, no, 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 no. I want to go pull up by the lodge and drop my
I'm like, now that you just told me that, I really wanna go to that other side of the parking
I'm
lot
going to the other side of
and
the parking
see
lot."
what's over there behind
Yeah,
that bush, because it
exactly.
looks weird.
Meanwhile, you go over there and it's like there's like murders taking place there. You go, "What's going on there?" "No, no, 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 no. You go park over there. Don't ask questions about
Mhm.
that." So I think that's kind of what the controlled opposition does. But what you're suggesting, this is where you and I kind of speculate.
Yeah.
You think that people like Peggy Hall and people like Candace Owens might be inadvertently
Controlled.
helping the controlled opposition
Yeah.
because they're just good intentioned, but they're just like, "Oh, golly Wally, I didn't even realize I was working for Satan."
I didn't even know that. I was just doing all this stuff and I didn't realize. Well, so this is, and I'm hoping maybe I'll have a revelation like I did with Severance,
Yeah.
because that was a big one for me. I kind of realized, like, could this possibly be how these people are like working for like these drug companies and like making these pokey pokes and stuff like that? Like maybe they don't know what they're doing. Um, so what my question is, you know, we've seen all these pictures and videos and stuff showing these people making these weird hand signs and symbols,
You're talking about that a lot.
like gang signs. They're literally making like gang
Yeah.
signs, and they're not natural or normal. Like nobody just sits with their hands doing this. Like it's not a natural kind of.
Normal course of conversation. You're not going to use that as a hand
You're
gesture.
you're not just gonna be like,
You know why? Because your
you know,
fingers are rigidly bent into shape in some of those hand gestures.
yeah,
You don't do that
you
in a
know,
conversation. You might use your hands. I use my hands a lot to talk,
yeah,
but my fingers are not like rigidly
in a certain
in a
position.
certain position.
Yeah, and you're not, and then like even if you maybe had like a certain sign that you like to do with your hands, it's weird that there would be so many other people doing the exact same thing. That's what
Yeah.
makes it weird. You know what I
And it's
mean?
like, you do that when you talk too?
Yeah. What a coincidence.
Exactly.
And
Oh, you do it.
you all
Yeah.
happen to be like in the media, and we can
Yeah.
see. So, but
You happen to have a big platform too and just happen to do that weird thing where you cover one eye? That's weird.
yeah.
They
So
also do the Osiris one.
which one is that?
That's where they go and they
Oh
hug
yeah.
themselves with like they hug themselves.
Yeah, it's they do a bunch, and it's so weird. I want to know, like, wait, okay, who tells them to do this? I guess it must be their handlers. And why do they never say, like, do any of them ever say, what you want me to cover one eye when I get my picture taken, or
That's what Satan
do you
sends an
want?
email and says, are you gonna get voted off?
I know it's just the whole thing is weird. I want to know who's telling them to do this. When did they tell them to do
Well,
this?
they have handlers.
Yeah, when did they tell them? And did they say, okay, every time you're on video or at a presentation, you need to do this sign, 5 times, do this other one 6 times, do that. Like, are there certain,
Kanye didn't just have one
it's
handler.
so weird.
So Kanye had Kim Kardashian. She was
Mm,
probably a handler.
yeah. And I think
But
the mom is a
the
teacher.
mom was a handler too.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he also had a dude from that country from 1940
Yeah.
who was a
His
handler.
trainer.
His trainer,
That's convenient.
quote unquote trainer. So
Yeah.
he's training
He's
him.
training him
So
like a
yeah,
dog.
like sit, ubu, sit, good dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then what happened? His trainer, it was kind of like so. Like my dog went to obedience school and failed. My dog failed.
Oh, That's sad.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Because we went over there to watch, and it was like, "Oh, she's been doing this for 2 weeks," and the guy was all excited. He was like, "Wait until you see your dog. You're gonna be just so blown away." And so her name was Brandy, and he goes, "Brandy, come. Brandy, come." And Brandy just coldly looked at him and then just, like, darted the other way,
Oh my god,
and
she
it was
totally failed.
total fail. And then so my dad was just like, Yeah, I knew this was a waste of
I want
time,
my
but"
money back.
Exactly. But see, I think, Brandy failed obedience school, but these people don't.
No,
They
that's
get
true.
told, you know? So what happened with Kanye is, he didn't come when he was told,
Oh,
and so they said, "Kanye, you're gonna get mental hospital, kids taken away
that's
on
what they
psychotropic drugs the rest of
well,
your life."
I think that's what happens when they start to step out of line. Like, I think they make an agreement with, Satan or whoever, and when they start changing their mind and they, like, try to renege on their agreement, and they, like, decide maybe it's not a good idea and they wanna get out of it, that's when they go into rehab. Have you noticed? Like, they either go
Yep.
crazy, they're going crazy, or they overdose, or they go into
And then
or sometimes suicide.
they usually come out of those with a mea culpa.
Uh-huh.
Have you noticed,
Mhm.
remember Kanye had to do a mea culpa? He had to do a text in Hebrew saying, "I love that country from 1948."
He did that?
You didn't know that? He did
No.
a text in Hebrew saying, "I love that country from 1948, and they're perfect, and
After
they're
hi
awesome, and I
after
would never
his
do anything."
whole, like, whole thing?
His handler said, "Look, you're gonna go to a psycho ward, you're gonna be put on psychotropic drugs, you're never gonna get out of there." And Kanye came out and said, "Okay, okay, okay." Trump did that
That's
recently.
scary. That I mean, these this
Trump
the
did that recently
mafia.
because Trump came out, remember, he was like, "Why are you asking about the Epstein files?
Yeah,
That guy's a loser. He was voted
that's
off the
old
island. Yeah,
news.
it's old. Why did you bring that up?" And now all of a sudden he's going, "We need to do an investigation into the Epstein files and the Clintons, okay?"
So he's kinda reneging on his agreement. Now he's gonna probably have to go to rehab.
Well, I think Satan wants this investigation into the Epstein thing because Satan likes to throw his minions under the bus.
Mhm.
So a bunch of them are going to get thrown under the bus, and he wants that. So what happens is Satan calibrates people in real time.
Oh, totally.
So he goes, "Trump, I know you came out and you said that, and that was good. You were trying to run cover on our Mossad operation and our child sex trafficking, and you were trying to run cover for that, which I like, but no, 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 no. I want an investigation into that now. So go ahead and calibrate and you go contradict yourself.
That's
And
probably
don't worry, your
yeah,
Cobalt Blue base, they're gonna love you anyways."
that's it. So, you refer to Satan a lot, and I love your impression of him too because it's so perfect. But, who really is Satan? Like, I mean, realistically, I know we like to joke around and, like, do the voice and everything, but when somebody is telling, somebody that they need to, like, make these gang signs, who exactly is that? And
Well,
who is Satan? You
so
know what I mean?
Satan uses minions. Remember Stephanie's name tag?
Yeah,
What did it turn into?
Satan.
So what happened is Stephanie got turned into a triple M to the P. And then her name tag went from Stephanie to Satan. And she said, "Excuse me, you've already had 3 samples. You have to go home and come back tomorrow. And you're fucked, and I'm happy."
Yeah.
So she became Satan. So who is Satan? Satan turns people into himself.
Mhm,
That was in the Matrix.
mhm.
Not the first Matrix. I think it was part two or part three, where Agent Smith turns all of the blue pill people into him. So that's a very real phenomenon. So Satan definitely uses people. They become his minions. So what you're saying is, who goes up and tells Candace Owens today's marching orders? It might be her white husband
Mm,
that she met in England.
mhm.
Remember?
Yeah.
She was like, "It was just so meant to be." It was like, well, Satan arranged
Yeah, that's
it.
interesting. She said she just had this, like, feeling she needed to fly to
I
England,
need to
and
go to England.
she met him, and they were married, like, 18 days later or something crazy.
No.
Yeah.
If she took sodium pentothal, what really happened is Satan told me I had to go to England. I didn't know why, but then I got told this dude's gonna marry me and be my hand. She's got a handle. He's probably in that country from 1948.
So, you think the handlers, are telling them to make these certain hand signs at like every chance they get, and like
Satan gives them just like Otani in the dugout gets marching orders, and you're going to strike out. You know, it's the top of the seventh. He's in the hole. You know, in baseball, you're either at bat, you're on deck, or you're in the hole. So when you're in the hole, you're still in the dugout. You haven't gone to the batters and the what do they call it where they take practice swings with the donut on the bat, the on deck circle.
yeah.
So you go to the on deck circle when you're on deck.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're standing outside the dugout in a little circle and you have the bat with the donut with the weight and you're
Mm-hmm.
swinging it. That's the on deck circle. But the dude who's next after that, you're in the hole. That's when Satan gives you your marching orders and goes, okay, Otani, you're probably going to get up this inning. I want you to strike out. So that's probably what happens. They get real time orders.
Mm-hmm.
And if they deviate from those orders, they have a talking to. And Satan goes, Candace, we need to have a talk.
So, what is the point of making these signs all the time? Is it just to show their loyalty to the
I
culture
think
club,
so.
and to? I feel like, you know, for the people who are aware of this, like us, who are aware of these things happening, I feel like it's almost like they're laughing in our faces, like they're showing
Yeah.
us, like, look at, we're in this club and you're not in it, and we control the world. You know?
Well, they have to demonstrate that they're in the culture club. It's a revealing of the method. Remember, we talked about Aleister Crowley and how he talks about the spiritual ramifications of revealing the method.
Mm-hmm.
You have to come out and you have to say, I'm in the culture club.
Yeah.
Like, remember Brad Pitt had to come out in Rolling Stone magazine in
Uh,
1995 and he had to go, my career.
so lame.
What did he say? He goes, my career really took off when I sold my soul to Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he have to say it? He didn't have to say that. He could have just kept it a secret his whole life.
Yeah.
No, Satan probably told him, okay, you're going to go. Jan Warner from Rolling Stone wants you to come on do an interview because you just did an interview with Vampire. It's a big movie. So you're going to go on there and you're going to do an interview. A lot of people are going to be reading that because you're a big star now. You're getting launched. So when you go on there, you acknowledge that you sold your soul to me. And by the way, you're going to dress like a woman when your movies come up. But okay, so they have specific orders and they get carried out, you know?
So do you think that it's all just to show their loyalty to the culture club, show other culture club members that they're in the club,
Yes.
and trick them? Oh, that I had a little epiphany. I
Mhm.
just pictured Russell Brand like doing all those signs and symbols while he's on stage, and I feel like he's sort of like trying to be in the inner sanctum.
Oh,
So
totally.
so maybe it's like their way of like desperately showing the other culture club members that they're in the in crowd. You know what I mean?
Russell Brand was
They're
on.
in the in
They
crowd.
are. Russell Brand was on Alex the other day. Did you see that?
No.
And they both had their shirts off.
What? Why?
I think it's kind of a thing, like for controlled opposition.
To be naked?
I think,
Maybe that's another sign.
you know what? That Satan goes, you know what? I want the controlled opposition to have some sex appeal.
Oh.
I want,
Well,
because
yeah.
the blue pill base, some of because like the ethos of like the Trump supporters is we have the hot chicks and we're in shape.
Mm-hmm.
The left is a bunch of degenerate Antifa scum. They're all fat, drug addicted, which they are.
Yeah.
Leftists are fat, drug addicted, tattooed, ashen skin, like kind of one foot in the grave
Not
walkers.
healthy looking.
Whereas you look at a Trump supporter might be able to fit in a bikini nicely. She might look good in a bikini, or the dude might be in shape.
The dudes are like big, buff, burly.
They're big, buff,
Yeah.
burly, they got tattoos and they
Yeah.
love rifles and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I
They're
think,
doing like calendars with like a
mm,
different rifle each month, and
mm,
while they're half naked.
here's me shooting with no shirt on. And then it was like, so then you have all these controlled opposition people like RFK, just like, here's me working out with no shirt on, I'm 69. And then, Alex Jones and Russell Brand, there's like shirtless on their episode, and just like, oh, here's us shirtless.
That's weird.
We're both in our 50s.
Peggy Hall thinks Russell Brand is invert.
Yeah, I heard you talking about
I
that.
could see that.
But well, they did a good surgery because his man boobs don't look gross. He just looks like a regular dude.
Might have had it done when he was like 10.
I think he's a dude. He's just an immoral bottomless pit.
Really?
He's like Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
He's an immoral bottomless pit. Satan goes, good, good, good. That's good.
That's just the
If
kind
you're
I
an
like.
immoral, but yeah, immoral bottomless pits are perfect for Satan because what they kind of espouse is like, do whatever you want.
Mhm.
You can have sex with whoever you want and just worship money and just be all about your image. Russell Brand is that,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, you could be a female immoral bottomless pit too.
Totally.
Yeah.
Her name's Madonna.
Yeah. That's
Madonna.
so gross.
She is such an immoral bottomless pit. She's like, how old is she with her 28-year-old boyfriend?
I don't know. She's
Uh,
probably old enough to be like his grandma.
oh
Yeah.
my God. Plus, how many dudes have gone down that valley?
Ew.
She's in a moral bottomless pit. I don't think that Madonna was a dude at one point. I think she was definitely she's always been a female, but she's completely like Courtney Love.
She
Like
doesn't seem clean.
she sells her soul.
Yeah.
I wonder if she was Sean Penn's handler back in the day when they were married.
Ooh, could
Madonna
be.
might have been
Could
telling him
be.
his and they're remember they had a tumultuous love affair and they
Yeah,
broke up. That was probably all script.
probably.
And this is the thing. Sean Penn and Eddie Vedder are kind of the litmus test for when you say, well, what if these people are just inadvertently being used by the culture club?
Yeah.
I say, look at how much Sean Penn and Eddie Vedder love fame.
Mhm.
They love fame. And they love talking about, well, into the wild, I reached out to the writer. And Eddie Vedder's like, I wrote the soundtrack. And they just love just expounding on how important they
Yeah.
are and their
What they're
popularity.
doing to like change the world.
Oh, my fame, and look at how influential I am. Candace loves that. Alex Jones loves
Oh,
that.
Alex Jones loves it.
Russell Brand
Yeah.
with his shirt off on Alex Jones show.
That just doesn't seem like the type of show that you would like have your shirt off though. You know what I mean? Were they like just sitting at his desk with their shirts off?
Well,
That's
they
so
had some predicate for why they had their shirts off.
oh,
And
okay.
they were doing some skit or something, but it was like, oh, we want to take our shirts off.
Hmm.
It's like Russell Brand does that, Alex Jones does that. But remember, it's not just him, because remember Stu Peters?
Yeah.
He was like, well, I'm an under. I was looking at my body the other day, and my body is like perfect. No, this is what he did. This is what he said. This was Stu Peters. I'm ready for war. I am ready for war. I'm an underwear.
Well, that's his whole thing is that he's like ready to fight this war. And that really appealed to me for a while, like during the cooties thing. I was like, there's somebody that, wants to like
Me
fight
too.
this whole thing,
I was too. I was like, dude, Stu is the real deal Holyfield. And then I looked at his backstory and he was like, well, I was like Dog the Bounty Hunter and I had like 7 followers on Facebook. So I just was like, dude, I'm gonna start a podcast and I'm just gonna have 10 million followers
overnight.
overnight. I
Yeah.
got 2 podcast studios. So point being is I think no, no, no. These people aren't being inadvertently used. I think that every single member of controlled opposition, now remember, I'm a bad person. I assume the worst
Yeah.
and let people pleasantly surprise me. I think every controlled opposition, including Peggy Hall, they all want to be big somebodies. And life without being famous and rich is unacceptable. And Satan said, will you sell your soul? And they're like, yeah, I'll sell my soul.
So do you think their whole point is to trick all of us peasants? They want to trick us?
Well, you're pulling into small Native American Girl Valley.
Uh-huh.
You're driving up to the ski resort and they are in the vests and they're saying, you park over here.
They're just trying to like corral us, keep us in a certain lane. So we don't
Something's
look
going
at
on with Erica Kirk.
so we don't look at the other stuff. Yeah.
Something's going on with Erica Kirk. I don't know, but something's going on with her. And Candace has a huge controlled opposition following. Like Candace might be the main controlled
Well,
opposition.
she just said that she was the biggest podcast in the world right now.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe, but
She's
maybe it's true.
probably, yeah. So she's probably supplanted Joe Rogan as the biggest CO out there,
Hmm.
even though her initials are CO.
That's interesting.
So she's the biggest CO out there. So what's she doing? Nothing to see with Erica Kirk. Oh yeah, that country from 1948. Totally, totally, totally. You know who got calibrated?
Who?
Massey.
That's sad. You were
Thomas
telling me
Massey.
about that.
He came out. He's
That's
like,
crazy.
excuse me. I appreciate the outpouring of love, but my wife was not murdered by that country from 1948. Even though I came out like weeks before and said that AIPAC controls our Congress, and then 2 weeks later, my wife died. But no, 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 nothing to see here.
Mm.
My wife was a wonderful woman who just died of natural causes after helping me build my home.
She just dropped dead one day.
She dropped dead. We were building our home, and she was actually doing like gnarly, like remodeling and like nailing stuff and putting plywood up, and then she just dropped dead. That happens
Maybe she worked too hard.
when you make comments about 1948 country. That kind of just happens.
Mhm.
So he came out and he like managed the takeaway.
That's
So now
sad.
he's controlled opposition, which remember you and I were talking like who's on our side? And I used to mention him, like maybe he's one of the good guys in the arena.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any good guys in the arena.
It's so discouraging because, like, we might be it, Firefly.
So what we do
We
is
might be the only ones.
what's the white bill? Create alternative media, create alternative government. I'm
And
saying
don't sell out.
at this point, this is you want to hear Firefly's prescription?
Mm-hmm.
White bill. Thomas Jefferson said, if tyrants take over America, it's the duty of every American to take the country back from the tyrants.
Yeah,
Tyrants have taken over this country. We got hijacked by tyrants. So tyrants run our country right now. We need to take it back.
totally.
You're not going to take the country back by listening to Stu Peters and Candace Owens.
So if you ever hear Firefly and Butterfly saying, "Oh no, these things, these things that we were talking about, those were just jokes. We didn't really mean that."
If I come out and do a mea culpa and just go episode, how about we do an episode where I have to apologize for all the things I said wrong?
Yeah, we're so sorry. We didn't mean any of that
Yes.
stuff that we said before.
Satan
It was
isn't
all-
running things.
Yeah.
Bilderberg, dude, Peter Thiel's a good guy. And that Jewish Muppet that started Palantir, he's a good guy. Those guys are in the arena. Bilderberg's good.
Yeah.
That's what, Satan would have me come out and say that.
If you hear us doing like a mea culpa,
Yeah.
you're gonna know something's
Like
up.
if you hear me, if we do an episode and I go Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson, these are all people who fought the man and they won. Then you know that Satan came and said, excuse me, Firefly. I think I'm just gonna go get locked up in hell. I don't care because I'm not gonna.
They're gonna send you a scarf.
What if we're doing episodes from that?
We're gonna keep doing our episodes. Okay, we're locked up in a mental hospital, and they sent us a silk scarf to hang ourselves, but we're still doing our episodes.
We're doing our episodes.
We will never quit.
We start off the episode and we're going. You're going. Firefly, we're in your padded cell. And I go, good, good, good. I'm so glad you came, Butterfly.
Where's your scarf?
Yep. So
Did we talk about the scarf on our private joke? We need another addendum. Then.
We need one. What is the scarf? What is the scarf?
Well, the scarf is oddly one of the tools used in when people become suicided.
Well, what happened was
that they die from hanging by a scarf from their doorknobs.
Well, because I saw last night.
I didn't know that was possible. I thought the scarf would rip.
I know. Well, yeah. It's kind of like Jeffrey Epstein.
It's a really strong scarf.
Jeffrey Epstein used a paper blanket because he was on suicide watch, and the cameras just happened to go down, and
that must have been like Bounty paper towels. They're really strong.
Last night I watched Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade with my mom, and it was on. It was on this like Paramount Plus channel or something, but whatever it was on, we had to watch commercials. So one of the commercials comes on, and it was like, are you still depressed even though you're on antidepressants? Here, this pill is for a supplement for your antidepressants.
Oh my God.
It wasn't an antidepressant. It was like, if you're already drunk on vodka, come drink this tequila.
It'll get you really drunk. You'll be wasted.
One of the side effects from that is probably you might go unalive yourself by hanging yourself from a scarf from a doorknob.
Yeah.
You might.
Yeah.
That might be. So what I'm thinking is that might be all of the controlled opposition. They might all be using all of these things to corral people into this mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of an epiphany that I was watching with my mom last night because they have all these big shawarma pills that they're talking about, and they're still trying to corral people into taking this big shawarma and having these.
Even if it doesn't work.
even if it doesn't work. They're
Yeah.
trying to corral you.
And the blue pill population is like, okay,
They're like,
give me
oh,
another pill.
they're like, oh, this is, you know what? Because the way that that way that commercial was, is your antidepressant pill not heavy enough? Take this other one.
That'll be even better.
It's even better. So, what was my point though? The point is like this is kind of like the gist of it. Controlled opposition is everywhere, and we need to create alternative media, alternative healthcare, alternative everything, even government at this point,
Yeah.
because our government's been taken over by tyranny too.
Mhm. Well, that's what we're trying to do. I mean, we're just trying to do our one small little part by having this podcast, right?
I wonder if, like, if I got locked in that padded room when we had to do our episode from there,
Mhm.
they would probably have me on some gnarly big shawarma,
They would
and I would be like sitting there having like a whole different talk track.
probably.
You know, you'd be going,
I'd have to like corral you, but then I'd probably be on like some other weird big shawarma, and I'd be on.
so that was the inside joke about the scarves is some people what they found was they would take these antidepressants and one of the side effects was go hang yourself,
To go hang yourself.
which is so weird.
It's so specific.
That was a side effect.
Yeah, that they could know so specifically how these people were gonna kill themselves by hanging.
What if
And
they
it,
put that in the Starbucks? Or what if they put that in the McDonald's?
Tiffany, we talked on our barista union episode about mind control maybe being in the coffee.
Yeah.
What if they're putting like depressant stuff in the coffee so that these people want to go get on antidepressants?
That's it.
And then when they get on the antidepressants, they have a high likelihood of unaliving themselves by hanging themselves by a scarf from a doorknob.
Plus,
You know?
like if you go drink Starbucks and take antidepressant pills, you're probably going to think Candace Owens is the bomb.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, she's so awesome.
Well, we know that if they can put something in a drug that will make you want to kill yourself in a very specific way, they could,
What else can they do?
if they know that that's in there, for one, they could take that element out, right? So you wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But if they know that's in there, then they know how to make that element, and that could be put in a number of things.
So now that's part of the plan. So they know that probably 150 million people in this country are walking around completely stoned on that stuff.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is just go atmospheric groups. And then all of a sudden,
Go get another coffee, and then you can put some antidepressants too, because
so I think that's the white pill.
Yeah.
The white pill is be alternative to all this. You have to.
Totally.
You have to be alternative to don't you boycott Starbucks.
Yeah.
Don't take big shawarma.
And when you find these kind of voices who are speaking truth, share them.
One last point.
Right?
Well, totally. One last point that made me think about a friend of mine has an elderly dad who's in the hospital right now.
Oh yeah.
And the doctors are flabbergasted because the dude's 91 and he's not taking any big shawarma.
I know.
And so the doctor's going, I was thinking
They have to put a stop to that.
So I was thinking, like, what if I remember when I did sales, if sales were down, we would have like an emergency meeting on Friday afternoon, and everybody have to go in there, and the sales manager would be going, "Okay, numbers are down, and we need to address this." And that's probably what's going on with this dude. So
Yeah.
so now word got back to Satan that there's a 91-year-old out there that's not taking any big shawarma. So
Yeah.
Satan goes, "Excuse me, administrators of the hospitals, I want all of you on a Zoom call."
All hands on deck.
Yeah, well, cool. Why was there a 91-year-old in our office today that's not on some kind of big shawarma? That's unacceptable. We need to be pushing big shawarma much more aggressively on these old people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they really need them taking that big shawarma.
Yeah, and then once they can get them on one big shawarma, then they're going to need several others because of all the side effects from that one, you know?
And there's like, we need to push these statins. That's the big one. Because if we can get them to convince that their blood is too thick or too thin. It's kind of global warming. It's kind of like Earth modification
Yeah,
because you could die from being too hot or too cold,
right.
but the doctor also says my blood's too thin and too thick.
Constipated and I have
I'm
diarrhea.
constipated and diarrhea. I'm incontinent and constipated. So, it's like you're you're constantly being corralled into it because that's so perfect. Because what I noticed is those people from 1948, they love the business model of giving you something that's gonna kill you that you have to pay for.
Right.
That's perfect.
And it's a slow death.
It's a slow death and you have to pay for it.
And while you're going through that slow death, you have to pay for a lot of other things
A lot of
that
other
are gonna, like, counteract whatever that thing is
The
doing.
people from that country from 1948 love that business model.
Yeah.
They're like, it's really a good business model.
We have a customer for life.
Ah, we're gonna fleece him and then we're gonna slaughter him. It's kind of like a lamb. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh, did we cover that? I mean, did we answer any questions? I guess maybe a few.
What do you have anything else on this one?
I I don't know. I mean, we're probably never gonna know, like, the whole truth or the answers to all these things because we're not in that club, and we don't wanna be in that club, but, it'd be really, like, interesting if we could just, like, be a fly on the wall at, like, one of those meetings just to find out, like, what do they tell them and how does it go down? You know what I mean?
You know who was on Joe Rogan?
Who?
Adam Carolla.
Oh, didn't you say he's controlled opposition?
Well, clearly, if you're on Joe Rogan, you're controlled opposition.
Yeah.
And the thing about Adam Carolla, I kind of feel betrayed, is because I used to like him. I used to feel like he was just a regular guy, and he was doing Loveline with Dr. Drew.
Well, Dr. Drew.
I used to love Loveline.
I used to love Dr. Drew,
I know.
but I had a German Shepherd moment with him too.
It's Culture Club.
Yeah.
Well, Adam Carolla going on Joe Rogan was a German Shepherd moment
Mm,
because I was starting to think maybe he was real and maybe he'd gone into the backwoods a little bit because he refused to sell out to the Culture Club. But no,
no.
he's kind of like PragerU kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of like controlled opposition of that brand.
Mhm.
But these people come out and they prove their true colors.
I know.
German Shepherd moment. So Adam
They all
Carolla.
they all have them sooner or later. I'm still hoping that there might be a few out there that are the real deal besides us. But right now I just know that we are the real deal.
I say adopt my mentality, butterfly.
What? Guilty until proven innocent.
Guilty. Let him pleasantly surprise you.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, that was fun.
That was good. You have anything more for this one?
I think that's it.
We unpacked that pretty
Okay.
good.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.